Stop scrolling right now because what I am about to show you is one of the wildest moments in modern NBA history. The game between the Detroit Pistons and the Minnesota Timberwolves didn't just end in drama. It erupted into all-out chaos. This wasn't just a scuffle. This was full-blown war on the basketball court. 7 players were ejected, fans were on their feet, benches were cleared, referees were scrambling, and the entire NBA community was left in absolute disbelief. This moment is now being talked about as one of the most shocking altercations in years. But what actually caused it? Who threw the first hit? Who escalated things? And did the referees make the right call? Or did they completely lose control? Let's break it all down, because this wasn't just a game. This was a battle. Build-up setting the stage. From the opening tip, you could feel the energy inside the arena. This wasn't your usual regular season matchup. The Detroit Pistons and Minnesota Timberwolves came out playing with playoff-level intensity. Elbows were flying, bodies were crashing, and every single possession felt personal. Anthony Edwards was heating up early for the Timberwolves, throwing down vicious dunks and talking straight into the Pistons bench. On the other side, Cade Cunningham was leading Detroit with poise, responding with deep threes and powerful drives to the basket. Every bucket wasn't just points on the board, it was a statement. As the game went on, trash talk increased. Players were bumping each other after whistles. There were stares, smirks, chest bumps, the kind of tension you can't fake. You could see it coming. The question wasn't if something was going to happen. It was when. And then, it happened. The moment everything changed. Midway through the fourth quarter, the Pistons were trailing but fighting hard to make a comeback. A hard foul under the basket by a Timberwolves player sent a Pistons player crashing to the floor. The crowd gasped. Players immediately rushed toward the paint. Voices were raised. And suddenly, what started as a foul turned into a heated confrontation. Timberwolves players stepped in. Pistons players stepped up. What looked like a minor disagreement turned into shoving, and then into a full-on brawl. Referees tried to get control, but emotions were too high. You could see it in the players' eyes. This wasn't about the scoreboard anymore. This was pride. This was respect. And neither side was backing down. The benches cleared as teammates stormed onto the floor. Coaches and staff were desperately trying to hold players back. But it was too late. The chaos had already exploded. Fans in the arena were on their feet, phones out, trying to capture every second of the madness. Social media was already going crazy. Commentators didn't even know what to say. They were just shouting over each other, trying to process what they were witnessing. Escalation. The fight erupts. Suddenly, pushing turned into grabbing. 2 players got into each other's faces, yelling, chests pressed together. Then came the shove that lit the fuse. A Pistons player pushed back hard, and a Timberwolves player responded with a forearm bump. Benches sprinted onto the court. Players were trying to break it up. Others were trying to get involved. The referees blew their whistles over and over, but no one was listening. It was pure adrenaline. You could see coaches screaming at players to stop, but emotions had taken over. Even the crowd couldn't believe it. Boos, cheers, gasps filled the arena all at once. There were moments when it looked like the fight might calm down, only for another shove or another player to jump in and reignite everything. It was back-and-forth chaos, the kind of moment that lives forever in NBA history. The turning point. Referees start ejecting players. After what felt like an eternity of chaos, the referees finally regained control. They huddled up, went to the replay monitor, and began reviewing every angle. The arena went silent, waiting for the verdict. And then, boom! The announcement dropped. 7 players, ejected. The crowd erupted again. Players were stunned. Coaches were arguing. The energy was explosive. Some players were furious, some were clapping sarcastically, and others simply walked off the court shaking their heads. This wasn't just a scuffle. This was a statement. The league was about to respond. Fines were coming. Suspensions were certain. But what made this moment truly legendary was the raw emotion. You could tell this wasn't fake toughness. This wasn't manufactured drama. These teams genuinely do not like each other. This was a rivalry being born right in front of our eyes.